From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo. Canadian travelers booked with the ultra-low-cost airline Lynx Air will have to find an alternative flyer come Monday. The Calgary-based company announced last night that it has filed for creditor protection and is ceasing operations effective at 12:01 a.m. Mountain Time on Monday. Lynx Air has advised passengers with existing bookings to contact their credit card company to secure refunds for pre-booked travel. WestJet issued its own statement last night. WestJet says it's ready to help out by offering discounted fares for stranded domestic travelers and capping fares for Canadian repatriation flights. The federal government is being sued by the main organizer of the Freedom Convoy protests of early 2022 for using the Emergencies Act to freeze his bank accounts. Saskatchewan's Chris Barber has filed a statement of claim calling the federal government's move to invoke the act to clear the protesters an abuse of power that breached his charter rights to protest COVID-19 mandates. The lawsuit says Barber couldn't withdraw cash, deposit money, or use credit cards, which caused fear and anxiety. A federal court judge ruled last month that it was unreasonable for the federal government to use the act. As the war between Ukraine and Russia nears its 2-year mark tomorrow, a Kyiv coffee shop manager's new reality has changed from the hiss of the hot steam of an espresso maker to the high-pitched scream of Iranian drones on the front lines.
And this flying nearby.
Anton, who worked as an interpreter for the Canadian Press last year, is now on the front lines in Bakhmut, where he says the biggest fears are the drone attacks that are frequent. He says one hit a car he was riding in, raking it with shrapnel.
That was really scary.
With the second anniversary of the Russian invasion, Anton says he won't be marking the occasion because too many of his friends have already been lost. Bill Graveland, the Canadian Press.
Former U.S. President Donald Trump's legal team has filed multiple motions urging a Florida judge to dismiss the criminal case charging him with illegally retaining classified documents. They claim in part that presidential immunity protects him from prosecution, an argument they've already submitted to the U.S. Supreme Court in his election interference case. Meantime, Trump is telling religious broadcasters he supports them injecting more religion into public debate.
In Nashville, Donald Trump told the National Religious Broadcasters Conference,
"I'm a very proud Christian, actually."
And Mr. Trump saying the convention goers only have one choice in this next election.
How any Christian can vote for a Democrat, Christian or person of faith. Person of faith, how you could vote for a Democrat is crazy.
The former president hoping evangelicals help put him back in the White House next fall. Andy Field, ABC News.
This is the Canadian Press. In sports, Austin Matthews scored his 52nd goal of this season and 10th in 5 games as the Toronto Maple Leafs got a 7-3 win over the defending champion Vegas Golden Knights. Nazem Kadri scored the game winner in overtime to lead Calgary to a 3-2 win over Boston. Seattle handed the NHL-leading Vancouver Canucks their 4th straight loss, 5-2. And Carolina beat the Florida Panthers 1-0 to end Florida's road winning streak at 11 games. Carrie Anerson's quest for a 5th straight Canadian Women's Curling Championship kicks into high gear with the start of today's playoffs in Calgary. Anerson faces Rachel Homan of Ontario, and the winner earns a quicker path to Sunday's final.
You know, you got to play well, so we're super excited to be in the position we are.
And Canada's women's soccer team scored a 6-0 win over El Salvador at the CONCACAF W Gold Cup in Houston. Though one sour note in that win was seeing forward Nichelle Prince leave with an apparent leg injury. From the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.